This week on episode 207 of the Upland Property Experts podcast, we have YoCreati from Novopangea here as a special guest. We got secondary update, Dak from the Upland Racing Leagues here to talk about how the season's finished. And we have many more surprises with you. And who knows what shenanigans are going to happen. So stay tuned and enjoy the show.
The UPX Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and ThankMeLater, bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland Property Experts, baby, UPX.
Surprise, surprise. Look who it is, everybody. ThankMeLater, brother. Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
I am good. Glad to be back. I was out for a little bit there. Take care of some things, but
enjoy time with mom.
Back. Happy to be back.
Have good visits with mom.
Some good visits. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had some health things I need to take care of. And I'm sure I'll talk about it more once I get some other streams up and do some other stuff. But I had some health things I need to take care of, and I appreciate you, getting everything covered and keeping it rolling. I've heard good things. Excited to be back with the community though, and looking for some big things. Closing out this year strong. Going into 2024. Holy
yes, sir.
Cow.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And shout out to the Goldsmith and More Cheese at the Hyde Park Ninjas and Dizzy for being the wonderful co-hosts while you were out. So do appreciate those guys those guys and gals for stepping up. A lot to talk about today. We have the secondary market update, and it's the first of the month. So we always recap the overall sales in Upland. And looks like Upland has a partnership with Doge going on now. If you haven't seen that, we'll dive into that, along with Fashion Week down in Brazil and wearables, more wearables. Very exciting things going on. But more importantly, we have YoCreati from Novopangea here. I got involved in the game, bought a lot of their starter stuff, and then I kind of fanned out just because of time from everything. But yeah, we have them here. I love everything they got going on. So I definitely wanted to share with the community, that game. And I know we do have a lot of people from Upland that do play in there. So definitely wanted to, from time to time, we like bringing other people on from other projects to talk about it. So with no further ado, yo, how we doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for taking your time. You're a champ. 3 streams in a day. I don't know. I limit myself at like 2.
Yeah, well, we had every month we do an airdrop for people who have our Founders PFP, and we're known for having pack breaks. So this month we decided to do a Founders pack break. So it's 180 spots. So we had to break round 1 into 2 spots. The time round 1, and then they're going to have a round 2 on Saturday, and the finals will be on Sunday. So it's a 3-day event, but it was a lot of fun today.
Sounds like it. And you're a creator, co-founder, CEO.
I'm pretty busy guy. So luckily, my family supports all the craziness I do with this project and all the time I spend on it. So, I can keep on going.
Yeah. So how'd you come up with it? Like, can you walk us through what you're starting to think about it, had an idea, talk to somebody, and then you started to make it happen? Can you roll through it?
So originally there was about 5 of us in the group, and we just knew we wanted to do something in the space of the whole Web3 space. I was always a big fan of collecting sports cards and gaming. So the space, and my background's computer science and digital technology. So I always love cutting edge technology, right? All the new stuff. And this was just a perfect fit for me. So we were talking to our group. We basically just brainstormed it, came up with this fantasy style, and then I reached out to my friends I used to work with in Bogota, Colombia. Best art team I ever worked with, about working on this project. And we gave them the brief, and they just designed these great characters. And and then I reached out to my the best technologist I ever worked with, who's still with us, Martin. And he was never touched wax before, but I know he could figure out anything, so I was never worried. And basically, we put together, my opinion, of a very strong team.
How'd you get linked up with artists in Colombia?
Yeah, so my first job was at this agency called StudioCom here in Atlanta, Georgia, and the founder was from Bogota, Colombia.
Okay.
And this is back in the Flash days. I was a big Flash ActionScript developer, and back then we made a whole bunch of what we called virtual worlds, which is basically the metaverse now. So projects we worked on was from like My Coke Studios, where basically you had your own Coca-Cola character walking around talking. Barbie Girls from Mattel, where when you bought a Barbie doll, you got a USB port, you plugged it in, and you got your own character and these codes, etc. So it was basically a metaverse before the metaverse was a thing, and we did it for Willy Wonka. So the artists that did a lot of the illustrations for Barbie Girls and Coke Studios and Wonka, he was the guy I reached out to first. So I was able to put together that team.
Ah, very nice. And in Atlanta, a lot of people don't realize how hot the Atlanta area is with just Web3 companies, Web3 people. That's like the hot spot for it.
Yeah, we have a conference here tomorrow I'm going to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What conference is that?
It's a local Web3 conference. And it's just good because I haven't really spent too much time networking with the other Web3 communities at all here in Atlanta. So it's a big opportunity for me. I'm just so focused on Novo and the Wax community right now.
Yeah, and we've met some good people there in the Atlanta area. So hopefully they attend and you get linked up with them. So that's awesome. Very big compliment right there. You're one of the busiest, most accessible game CEOs in the business. Incredibly hands-on with the community.
Thank you. Yeah, you gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important because you got get to hear the feedback firsthand, and because my background, like after I was a dev for 10 years, I came in the whole product side, and having that user-driven experience, really getting feedback from your consumer and your customer, it really helps shape the product.
So were you a big gamer growing up, or just into the sports and the sports cards collecting?
Oh, well, I was definitely more into sports, hands down. I was into like I played soccer my whole life, and I was into collecting cards. But I also was obsessed with games. Like my first system was Nintendo, and I was obsessed with when Final Fantasy came out. Final Fantasy X was huge. I was obsessed with it, and when Final Fantasy X-2 came out, X2, I beat it in a weekend. I got for Christmas in a weekend. I was obsessed with StarCraft. I played StarCraft basically.
Oh no, there goes.
I played StarCraft every single. Yeah, I played StarCraft every single waking hour I could. And when StarCraft 2 came out, I pre-bought it at GameStop. They gave you a free demo. I went home that weekend. I did not leave my my house. And this is I had a job this time. I ended up not picking it up, even though I already paid for it in full, because I knew if I was to buy it, I would just ruin my life, probably get fired.
That's funny.
That sounds kind of similar to you, doesn't it? Thank me later.
Oh yeah, no, except I didn't have that foresight, and subsequently bought the games, and then subsequently neglected the hell out of my job and family. So. Good on you for having the heads up of like, no, this is probably going to ruin my life. Yeah, there was a good decade of my life that I lost to World of Warcraft. So, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like my roommate in college. I remember we went to school in Boston, and we went across the city because he had to get the special edition, and he just stopped going to class.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
Now, there's been a couple of different phases to Novo, and can you tell us where you're at now and what's coming up in the future for it?
Yeah. So right now, I would say our economy is it's full, right? It has a full game loop. It's done. Obviously, we can add more and more bells and whistles and features, but you can basically now get the land, get the buildings, get the workers or unskilled workers, different types of workers. You can level up. You can stake the Novo token to the town hall to unlock more game features. You can do so much stuff inside the economy layer. We also added creatures it's a different game loop. It's a much simpler game loop for people who don't have as much time. It's less scalable because the rewards are more generous. So we didn't want to have the whales just totally corner the market, because they tend to do that with skilled workers and certain buildings that are more popular than others. So but that has been very fun to arm up new users, and the creatures actually come back with NFTs, and we always have a couple like really, really special NFTs that are worth quite a bit in there. Just for the fun factor. But what's coming up next is PvP. This is something that was promised to the community before I took over as CEO, and I always have to, even if it's not my words, it's my company's now, so I'll always keep the company's word. And so we are delivering on that. It should be live in December. We have about, almost all of it. We have a lot of it completed. We have it's going to be on Unity. We got about six of the characters already completed. We got the gameplay completed. We just got to hook it up to the API. The engine's already built. So it's going to be a mix between Final Fantasy X, that battle style, and Words of Friends. So, one thing that we learned about our community, which is very important, is, everybody has lives. You know what I mean? They have jobs, they have families, they have hobbies, they have other games. You're not going to come and play a Web3 block game because you're a big gamer, right? You're going to be playing Diablo or, Fortnite or whatever game, right? If you're going to be sitting for hours playing games. So we really wanted to find a way to kind of fit into their life when it's convenient for them. Be their toilet time when they're on the toilet, play Novopangea, on their coffee break. A lot of people, they send their skilled workers to work when they're on their coffee break. So this way that they can actually play and stay close to the community, because our community is all over the world, and play turn-based, have multiple matches going on. One's like Words of Friends, and when it's convenient for them, and have fun.
Nice. I was trying to put your link up really quick, and I thought you were going to talk for another minute about it. I thought I had a second.
I could talk forever about Novo.
Yeah. Now, what are you most excited? What's your favorite thing about the game right now?
Well, I would say that my favorite thing about the project is the lore. It's the future. I don't look at this project as a way to make money. All the money we do get, we put right back into dev and the artwork, and I actually put my own additional money for whatever the offset is. I see the future in the IP. I'm really focused on developing the story and the lore, and I want to see it on Netflix or Amazon Prime streaming so bad. So I'm really working towards that path as well. I have a lot of friends who work at different companies, let's just say, and they're kind of helping advise me what steps to take. We made a new Novo poster. I'm gonna put QR code on it. I'm gonna send like 20 of them to my friend who works on Netflix. He says he's gonna put them in his cubicle and give it to all his friends in the office. So that's what I'm most excited about, is keep on growing the story and the lore, because I absolutely love the world we developed and the characters.
So you see it venturing out into merch and character merch, graphic novels. Is it an animated series, or are you going to use actors? Or
so ideally, whoever takes the IP, whatever they want to do. I have no ego. They can even help reshape it. But I think if I was to be realistic about how to get things done, right? So our art team in Colombia, they have their own comic book company in Colombia. They go to Comic-Con Colombia all the time, etc. So graphic novels, we're already working on that as we speak. And then when it comes to animation versus action, we have an animation path very good because we also have our 3D team in Colombia who's very, very talented. They also do stuff for like Netflix and Amazon. So that is the easiest path, is the animation path. But obviously we could do a live action one. That'd be amazing. And plus Nolan North lives in my neighborhood, so he'll help me with some voice acting. So
There you go. That's nice. Good. And what would be your elevator pitch for the listeners of why they should check it out and get involved in the Novo world?
I think Novo is I look at it as a place to escape, and it's really about enjoyment, and that depends on how you look at enjoyment. Because whether it's just being around like-minded people, a fun community, etc., or you like strategy, our game is very, very strategic around the economy. It's not just a simple click, get resource, wait, click, get resource, wait, because there's a lot of different strategies. I think there's a way for you to enjoy Novo that matches your personality and your skill set.
And I hear that you're working on getting a shop set up in Upland.
Yeah, we actually submitted. We filled out the form. We submitted it, the pictures. My 3D team is excited. We're definitely gonna make some flags and some cool statues and whatever else we fit in the guidelines. We haven't heard back from it yet, but we have a couple factories that correlate in the LA area and the Oakland area too. Okay. One of our community members, his name's Brady. He's a big Upland player too, and he's big in Novo, and he's extremely generous, nice guy. Came up with this idea, and I was like, sure, man. I'm always on board to help grow any of our community members' projects or ambitions, leveraging Novo and the IP however they can, especially when they've been so supportive to me. So I'm back. I can help use my resources to help him be successful.
Now that's great. I forgot you're back. Thank me later. I've had to click for 3 weeks. Yeah. It's been challenging, and it's like I'm like, oh my God. It's like, now that you're
you forgot. See, I do things during the show.
You do things during the show. The first week I wasn't showing anybody's comments. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, because that's usually what you do for.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is hopefully you hear something back there soon, YoCreati, because.
Do you know who's in charge of it over there?
Oh yeah. Depending which thing. I know people in charge of
the approval process.
Yeah. I can
if you could that. You could ping me, because I have some connections at Animoco Brands. Okay. I already reached out to them, so I'm gonna go the other way to get approved fast.
All right. Well, we'll message after this, or if you hang out, we'll talk after the show. If you hang out, so either way, we'll definitely link up, and I'll get that for you, so we can work that, and I might be able to do a couple other things for you too with some people I know.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I do like the random opportunity that it was kind of funny. I made plans with More Cheese to be on her show, and then I didn't hear anything, and I was like, I got to tell my wife that I'm streaming back-to-back nights. And we've been doing this show for 3.5 years almost, and the first year or so it was just like, I hate Thursday nights, and now it's just a thing. It's Thursday nights, but then I'm like, hey babe, I got a stream Friday night. So I did like the opportunity that, I text Cheese. I'm like, hey, am I still coming on? She's like, oh yeah, I totally forgot, but I have YoCreati coming on. I'm like, I don't care. I go, I can catch you another time. She's like, no, come on, it's good. So shout out to Cheese for making this connect. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, she's amazing. She was one of our first featured co-hosts on our pack break, so she's been around for the beginning. But I could tell she totally stopped playing the game because she had no idea what was going on when she logged in. So it's kind of funny to watch her, struggle.
She's like, what is this?
That's how I feel logging into Upland right now, because I haven't been in Upland for a minute. And I was just like, wait, hold on. Like, first of all, they fixed the CAPTCHA thing.
Yes, they listened. I'm
Holy
claiming this
crap.
as a victory for our show because we ranted so many times about it. I know a lot of people complained about it, but I just like saying it was us that pushed it over the edge.
Thank you. So I honestly, the quality of life that makes, and you know what? I got a street outfit. I didn't even know there was like 4 of these street outfits left. I don't know what it is. Street couture.
Yes.
And so I just picked up my street couture outfit.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm getting back into it, but being able to register for all these things and just going, oh, hey, look, I'm not a bot. Thank you. Holy cow. Thank you.
Yes, that was so much easier. I'm glad that they addressed that issue. And yes, you haven't had any issues with bots in Nova, have you?
No, we haven't. And, even if people multi-counted us, you don't get a strategic advantage that actually hurts you. And we designed some stuff to make it difficult for bots. Like all our decisions, where like if you have to like stake 200 Novo before you can withdraw money, we withdraw the Novo, stuff like that, where it would just be way too complicated for bots, to get it done.
So you've developed in this game a way to make it too complicated for bots, kind of disadvantage for multi-accounting, and then you've set stuff up so people can just enjoy it and not be felt left out because they will scoop everything out. I think it's ingenious.
It is, but the challenge is in this Web3 space, bots really help your numbers, right?
True.
And the average
world.
exactly, right? And the average user, and I don't want to say the average, a lot of users in the Web3 space, they care more about ROI than fun and enjoyment and community. The ones who are very active in the community, the ones you talk to, the people you interact with, they care about community first. So you guys kind of all click, but still a huge portion that just care about ROI. So they were straying away if there was no way to bot it. So because then they look at their time versus their ROI, which is actually a challenge, something that we're facing. So we really need to look at that, because like if we made some things easier for bots just for them, maybe they'll stick around longer, or maybe they'll tell a friend to be more attractive. So I know a couple of the games that got rid of bots too that actually even hurt them. So it's a give and take, right? But right now we don't have any bots, and I don't see it coming in the future anyways.
And that's the thing. I mean, we saw that early on in Upland. We talked about it a lot on the show. It was just what exchange can I sell UPX on? And it was, okay, I bought this property for $5. Why can't I sell it for $500 3 days later? And it was just a constant. Yeah. So we definitely get that. But I think the people that develop games and that have communities built around it, and we're still early on in Web3, that it will do really well once it starts really catching on.
I agree, and that's why our main focus is protecting IP and growing it. Like our PvP it's completely off the chain, and and you can port your wax NFTs into it, right? And then now they're just digital assets, right? And so that way we can easily add like single sign-on with Facebook, Apple, etc. So you can have your friends who are not Web3 people actually play, enjoy, have fun, right? And then you can actually take port it back to the wax world, and if you want to like play the economy style of Novo game or sell them, you can. But this way, at least our PvP style game, which is off chain, we can actually market the hell out of it to Web2 gamers. They don't have to create the wallet. They don't have to stake the RAM, because those are the hugest friction points that consumers have. I asked some of my friends reached out to me because I posted on LinkedIn, wanted to join play, and one guy spent half an hour trying to set up his Wax wallet, and he was just like, forget about it. You know what I mean? I was texting the CEO, the CTO of Wax, and this is too complicated, yada, yada, yada. But honestly, he's doing a great job trying, like his main goal is trying to make onboarding easier. So he loves all the feedback.
Yeah, I mean, Wax is by far the easiest to onboard, I mean, historically. So, I mean, that tells you something about the space.
Yeah. Do you guys play Atlas Earth at all?
No.
No. Okay.
No. What made you choose Wax as the blockchain to work on?
So when we first started doing it, like to be honest, I didn't do enough. We didn't do enough a lot of research. Other time, our other CEO was kind of leading it, and we were looking at Wax and Flow because of NBA Top Shots, and then looking at Flow at that time, it wasn't. I don't think I didn't have as much tools. So it would be a lot more custom code, which means a lot more time, a lot more money, a lot more effort, right? And Wax already had all these tools for doing drops and stuff. They had Atomic Hub, they had a community, they had all this stuff, so it was easy to set up and get going as a test, right? Because if we could do a test and we did our initial test and you know, we got good feedback. Look, you even bought stuff you said, but we couldn't keep you, but we'll get you back. But so that Wax was easy to get up and going and to you know, start learning about the area. So.
Okay. Awesome. We really do appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming on, and everybody definitely check it out. They have some very cool stuff going on. You can check them out there at game.novopangea.io. And I do have the links already in the description for the video itself where you can get on their Discord, and I have all the links already put in there. So thanks, More Cheese. I just copy and pasted from your channel from a couple weeks ago. So I do appreciate that. We'll definitely network on getting the approvals and some other aspects. So
awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for having me on, and ThankMeLater. It was great. It was great meeting you.
Yeah. No, I have to check out Novopangea for sure. It sounds
awesome. Let me know. Cool. I'll send you some stuff to get going. You know, get your feedback.
All right, bet.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, sir. We'll talk soon. All righty. So awesome. Thanks so much to YoCreati for that. Really appreciate that. On to the secondary market. I'm always excited for the first of the month. There we go. There's that one. Nope. That one. I set up some new things while you were gone.
What? Remove TML?
No.
What kind of new thing is that?
No. So we can go back and forth between like we're nice and small here, and then when we start talking about something other than the slide, we get a little bit bigger and the slide a little bit smaller. So we can change the view.
Oh, fancy. Look at you.
Change the view. So anyway, going back, top 10 city floors in Upland, going back the last 7 days, pretty stable floor. Santa Clara did drop 16% on their UPX floor price, but really don't have that. Reasoning why, didn't see anything, but there's that. What I'm more excited about is let's talk about October 2023 top UPX sales. Los Angeles is leading the way once again, just under 100 million, and Tokyo is over 90 million also.
Nice.
And you got, that's crazy though. Los Angeles has 3,700 total sales transactions in UPX. Tokyo has 1,500, call it 1,600.
Interesting.
And London's still rolling strong, 44 million in UPX sales and only 572 transactions.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like to see, so like, I'm glad the total sales number in San Francisco is higher, which is, it's great to see San Francisco still plugging along, but it's really interesting to see like the sheer, like the average price in London is super high, which is great. Man, Manhattan. What an anomaly. Manhattan is such an anomaly.
It is.
I wonder how many properties Disney still has in Manhattan. Because what an amazing gold mine that ended up being.
Oh, he minted all those Harlems.
Yeah.
Crazy. Looking at the next one is top USD sales, top dollar sales. Los Angeles leading the way, $59,659 in transactions. Average sale price was $21.63, which isn't bad in itself.
Wow. I mean, I like to see, Tokyo crushing it. Vegas, though, average $56 per sale. What is happening in Vegas? There must have been some like big sales or something there.
And I got some interesting stuff there on Vegas too. I'll show coming up. I got to share a different screen, but I was actually pretty surprised. I didn't really know how to put it into a presentation, so I'm just going to share a screen and scroll. But I found it interesting as I'm able to do a little more with data. It gets a little better each and every month.
Yeah.
Still, the average sales price in Manhattan, $85. Gotta love that.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me, right? Again, Manhattan being Manhattan. For me, like I put Manhattan as like, an edge case from all of these numbers. It's great to look at, but really, like I want to know like the Tokyos, the London, these are new, right? These are in the last 12 months, right? Is London, how long has London been around?
London came out was it before Berlin? Yeah.
But
No,
I mean,
Berlin was
they're
at Genesis
relatively
Week.
new cities,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like in the history of Upland. So seeing that they're holding their, the average sale value, that's really important because, we are still seeing transaction volumes. Yeah, 225,000. I mean, right. That's very impressive. I like to see it.
Yeah. Now we broke it down to the neighborhoods of which neighborhoods had the most action, the highest value in sales. I did not have a chance to add which neighborhoods had the most transactions this month, but maybe I'll drop that in next week as I'm figuring out how we incorporate this data into the show. But still, Jingyu Mei is still leading the way. 88 total transactions, but 22.7 million UPX in sales. It's a pricey neighborhood, definitely, but it's still rocking. I was surprised to see East Arlington rocking it with 7.7 million in UPX sales with 328 transactions.
Yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts? I don't have any idea.
I have no. It just surprised me. I didn't understand. It's stuff to make you say,
Things that make you go,
Then October 2023 top neighborhoods with USD sales. Jingyu Mei, once again, almost $20,000 alone in that neighborhood.
Something's going on there. I don't know. I don't think I have anything in there yet.
And I got to dive into what unknown Tokyo means. But they had 5 sales for $16,000 US. I'll figure out what
Tokyo.
But Bel Air, that's kind of expected. It's expensive property there. 34 sales for $11,000. Long Island City and Queens, $4,300. Now, looking overall at Upland sales, total sales for US dollars in Upland, almost $300,000, $298,354.70 in US dollars secondary market sales. And the average sale price was $25.44 for a property overall. with 12,340 transactions. I think that's pretty solid.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially consider the amount of like burners and just like swap transactions that would occur too. Like that's going to overall take your average down in general. So yeah, I would say that overall it would be very encouraging to me.
Yeah. And then October total sales for UPX, 657 million, 14,779 UPX, with the average sale price is just a little over 29,000 UPX and 31,000 overall transactions.
Nice.
And then I got to figure out what went on. I didn't have a chance to go any farther back, but the screen's full of data. The left side of the screen is your US dollar sales. The right side of the screen is your UPX sales. And it's
Okay.
August, September, and October sales for each city. You know,
Okay.
cities like Arlington, it was nice. You know, they have progressively grown their US dollar sales, and UPX sales kind of fluctuated. Bakersfield kind of capped out, dropped down. But as we scroll down, the interesting thing is all of a sudden the Bronx jumps up from 4,200,000 to 6,300 in sales. Brooklyn jumps up in September to 68,000 or 6,800. What else has a little kick? Chicago has a huge kick up to from 7.7 thousand to 13,000, back down to 8.7 thousand in October. September was just a happening month as you kind of scroll down, look at the city's comparison of how they've performed. You know, Detroit went from 12,000, like 12.8 thousand to 22.7 thousand, back down to 17.8 thousand.
Huh.
Now, Las Vegas, I said there was something interesting about Las Vegas. In August of 23, they only did 7,000 US dollars in their secondary market transaction. And they had the September spike up to $18,309. And I was expecting to see a fall off as we're seeing with that. But no, they even went up, you know, just over a little over $100. They had another $18,000 in sales.
Yeah, well, but what's interesting is that their UPX went back.
Yep. Yes.
Their UPX went back to normal, but so they everybody enjoyed whatever happened in September. September was a good month overall, it looks like. But then October, yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm going to keep my eye on Vegas and what they're
Latest
doing.
was- let us know what happened there.
Yeah. You know, London kind of fell off. Los Angeles stays pretty steady, but they still saw the September spike. They saw the September US dollar spike, but they didn't see the UPX spike.
Hmm.
But their UPX, you know, almost hit 100,000 this month. And their US dollar stayed pretty close to their September spike. But Manhattan had a nice little September spike and dropped way off in October. Nashville has steadily gained US dollars. UPX went low, high, and then kind of back to the middle. This is something that I want to continue watching and following, the month by month differences. And Queens was a reverse. That was pretty interesting about Queens. They had a high August at $17,000 or 44 million UPX. Then they dropped down to $15,000 and 37 million UPX. And then they jumped back up to 17,000 in October. So they were kind of like the reverse of the September spike.
Weird. Very weird. Creedmoor, yeah, the Creedmoor spike for sure.
Yeah.
I believe that.
But all data does is make you ask more questions of why did that happen? Now, Rutherford, we've always watched their overpriced small city treasure hunting. They've definitely dropped down. August, they were at $2,400, September $667, and October $387 in US dollar sales.
Okay. I mean, I don't care. I don't like Rutherford.
I know you don't.
I shouldn't say that. Honestly, like it served its purpose, and I'll be honest. I have my own personal biases against Rutherford, but from a treasure hunting, like the people who were strategically doing it, there is value. Like once I understood the treasure hunt concept and perspective, like there is value there if that's your game. So I'm trying to be better. We call it "Don't yuck my yum." Hey, if Rutherford is what does it for you, you know what? Good on you. Like I get it. It's not for me, but hey, a lot of people hate on San Francisco, and that's my city. So
there you go. Yeah. All right. What do we have next? Oh, yeah. Going back 30 days really quick. Going back 30 days. A lot of green on the UPX side of the house. Rutherford's down 27%. Other than that, a lot of green. Like it.
Nice.
US dollar, I'd say pretty stable. Santa Clara and Tokyo saw a nice little spike, 30% spikes themselves. But other than that, looking pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. Oh my gosh.
Now these are your top. I don't even know how this list. This is a list, and these are the UPX floor. These are the UPX. Okay, so these are the UPX City floor prices with their markup percentage. So it's the floor price with their markup percentage, and these are your highest ones. These are your top 10 highest ones.
Gotcha.
Rutherford, Manhattan, Santa Clara, insane. Other than that, not so much. These are your bottom city markups. So, Queens isn't bad. Chicago, Arlington, Cleveland, you got a lot of these under 200%, 8 of the 10 under 200%.
Yeah.
And looking at the bottom floors, Detroit came under 4,000 UPX. It's been a long time since we had a city floor price under 4,000 UPX.
Dang.
And then the cities on the US dollar floor price that you can manipulate, they all moved out of the bottom 10, and it's all $3 holler down the board.
$3 holla.
And going back 6 months, I mean, this is going back 4 weeks ago. I didn't update the title of the slide. I was slacking. I was pushed for time. But yeah, $3 holler across the board. Rio and Detroit are down a little over 10%. But other than that, not much to talk about there. All right. So we're getting into Stock Car Pro Series exclusive sale. But before we discuss that, we have the one and only Dak with us. Maybe.
Dak attack.
He might have stepped out. But anyway, oh, there he is.
There he is.
We'll remove that. We'll add Dak.
Last time he just popped me in, and I'm like,
I waited this time.
You did. Hey, how's it going?
Good. So we had the Creedmoor Spooktacular, and we had the finals of the Upland Racing League.
We did. It was a big racing week last Friday.
What happened?
So let's talk about the Pro Series. I think you have a slide for that.
Yep.
So because we had a scheduling difficulty the week before, we ended up having to reschedule the final race to last week. So UPX Podcast got to promote for 2 weeks. And there was some scheduling challenges, and so we ended up having a little race-off between the top 3 spots. There was no way that any of the other racers were going to catch up, so the top 3 spots just pretty much raced to see who got the champion's crown. What that did is that it allowed the other 9 racers to race for the big prizes of each race. And in this particular one, there was an incentive for the racers. You want to tell them what it was?
Oh yeah, we gave away a lot of map assets from my shop. So we gave away 5. We went with 5. Yeah, we went with 5 of them. The Midnight Reaper, Coffin's Bony Secret, the Harvest Pillar, Pumpkin Pipsqueak, and I think Shadow of Morning, I think, was the 5th one. I forget.
Yeah, no, it was. And so what was great is that the racers were able to race for the 100,000 first place prize and so forth. Plus, there was also the incentive from the UPX podcast for the map assets. And so I think it worked out really well that everyone kind of was able to get in on some action for that last race, making it a little fun. Plus, then we also had the top three racers going at it. And in the end, this is the final results for the Pro Series 2023, with Mahoney MV Motors just dominating racing. They did very well in the Overdrive event. They took the championship for the Champions Cup at Genesis Week, and they've taken first and second place in the Pro Series. They take their racing very serious, and it's been great to see them. We've seen people trying to challenge Matsuda and Arshak and Risey and some of the other drivers, and so we're looking forward to seeing those drivers in URL in the future. I also think it was really great to see just brand new drivers getting in there and racing and having fun with it. And I checked in with a lot of the drivers just to make sure that they were happy, that overall the experience was great. There was a lot of technical difficulties, but yet we made it part of the event, part of the experience, and so far the feedback has been really good from everyone who participated. I was really glad to see so many different folks, and many want to keep racing. So that to me is a very positive thing, even if they didn't get to, have the top spots.
Now, would you like to see Upland, for the people that have the speedways themselves, do you think expanding the capabilities of people with the speedways to 12 racers a race, do you think that would enhance or hurt racing?
I think that if they could expand it to 12, that would actually be kind of cool, because then you can have bigger races and you could do a lot more in terms of like big competitions. So I think it would be great for special events and so forth. So I do think it would be kind of cool. I don't know if there's enough problems with the things crashing. I mean, as I said, we ran into technical difficulties. Really what that meant is that someone would crash on loading into the app and so forth. If we had 12 or more drivers getting in there, we would just see more and more errors. And so racing would actually, I think, become clunky and not fun. So would it be cool from a racing perspective? Yes. Can it be done from a technical perspective without bugs? I'm not sure.
Okay, so it's something that could be something in the future where they're able to do that.
Yeah.
I know we talked pre-show. I was thinking that it would be kind of cool if Upland was able that you could preload your whole season and be able to schedule your racetracks and just load the season and give out links to your drivers. So it kind of takes a lot of the manual labor each and every week off of you. You just spend a Saturday filling it out.
Yeah, and I think that something like that, a race management feature, would actually be really great for a lot of the servers that are doing more of what I call pickup races or street races, where you could just schedule different events and then those events can be triggered. Sort of like, imagine you had a dev shop that could trigger scheduled one-off races. For what we're doing, I think we like to have the engagement because we actually try to make it a show. And so having the live kind of element to it and all of the mistakes that happen and all of the technical difficulties, we've kind of adopted that as, it's not a show unless something goes wrong.
That's a bad take, maybe. Not sure.
It's kind of going off more cheese and her and what Ben were doing about the worst show on the internet. It's like, own it before it becomes a problem.
Right. Got it. So we have go-kart racing coming up. It's a 4-week series.
So we still haven't ironed that out. And part of it is because we now have 2 other things happening that, so there will be another Upland community racing. And while I can't announce which cars are going to be used, I will tell you it is not your traditional cars, and it's going to be some of your slower cars. So it's going to be interesting to see some other types of cars racing in these in the Upland community event.
Semi-racing confirmed. That's all I'm saying. Semi-racing confirmed.
There you go. You heard it first. Semi-racing confirmed.
I'm not saying nothing. Don't get me in trouble, TML. But possibility. And so it's going to be fun. The other thing too, and I want to give a shout out to Aka. He has LaVader node in Vegas, and he's been doing a whole thing where he wants to kind of get out there and talk a little bit more about epilepsy and get more awareness around it. It's Epilepsy Awareness Month, and so we're looking at seeing how we might be able to do something with them in terms of partnering up and just getting the word out there and having them kind of as a sponsor for one of our events, and most likely our go-kart event.
Love that.
So yeah, so as I told, he reached out and I'm like, hey, I'm a sucker for a good cause. So hey, let's see if we could do something and help out. And we worked through it. Shaq, obviously, she's awesome. She's been involved in every project that I've done that has a nonprofit tinge to it. So she was there and we talked about it because it's in Vegas and the Viva Las Upland group. It's in the same kind of neighborhood, right? And so trying to create that community kind of engagement so that we can get more awareness out there.
No.
Love
We've got
that.
a lot of good causes and a lot of good charities going on in Upland. And speaking of that, what about the Spooktacular?
So the Spooktacular was another, it was every year we learned something
I'm going to bring
new.
Shaq on for the Spooktacular.
Yes.
And she's got a spooky background too. Hey, Shaq. Sorry for the impromptu, and you're muted still.
See, you got to be careful when you're backstage. You never know when two people will be like, "Oh, you're on."
Good thing I showered today.
It's not smell-o-vision. I'm so disappointed. They promised us smell-o-vision in the 80s, and it's still not here.
Nice.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Spooktacular, Child Mind Institute, and all the racing. We got Dak on the racing, Shaq and Umbrella Boy, and everybody else behind it working on the promotions and the giveaways. So yes, let's talk about that.
How much did we raise this year? I think cumulatively with the direct donations and the auctions and more cheeses art, it was over $2,000, I think, Dak.
Yeah. And you never want to compare one year to the next, but $2,000 in a down year is not bad. And so we were really happy to be able to do that. Bigger thing is that we're now kind of making it part of an annual kind of process, and so trying to figure out each year. And Shaq, I know we ran into some road bumps, we ran into some challenges, and you think you have it set, and then there's something else that you learn about. Shaq was the one that kind of brought the whole thing. We were going to raffle off one of the spots, and boy, that was not a good thing.
Yeah, we actually started the raffle, and it was so great. Fourth Wall Digital, Joe Lives, the same organization that's going to help bring our Upland book to us. He was just awesome, and he worked so hard on making the raffle tickets, minting them on the blockchain, getting them up on Atomic Hub. And then I blasted out notifications on the Upland server and Creedmoor server. And then I looked it up, and it's illegal to do raffles unless you are a 501c3 charity
registered
with the Attorney General, and which we're none of those things. And so brought that to a quick halt, and then had to reimburse people for their raffle ticket purchases. And oh boy, big learning experience there.
And there is a difference between raffles and door prizes, but we didn't want to get into the semantics and the possibility, especially when you were, dealing with a nonprofit organization, that
Yeah.
wants to protect its reputation and so forth. So so it had to be scratched. So lesson learned, but it's things like that where you just pick up different things and working with the community and having the community just bring different bits of information. I learn as much from the community as they might learn from me.
But I think what I'm really excited about this year is the sponsorship that we had between the UPX Podcast and UPX World, and I'm just going to say those because you guys are sitting here. But we had like 20 different sponsors, and wonderful prizes, and the support. It takes the whole community, and that's really the point, is that this was a community effort. It can't happen without Eddie of the Board Uplander Club, the metaverser. He creates these NFTs and auctions them, and More Cheese made an NFT and auctioned it, and 20 sponsors giving the prizes for the community, and then the community bidding on the one-of-one art NFTs so that they can get a spot in the race. And Robzilla and Umbrella Boy and Dak and Mouse Chef and Joe Lives. And it's just like this massive, massive community effort, and all working together, we can do things that are fun right here in the metaverse, and that does good in the real world. And
Amazing.
Dak, thanks for coming up with this idea last year, and I think it's really exciting to be a part of it, and to now have it be an annual event that we can do all together as a community, working together and doing good in the real world. So I think that's what I have to say about it.
No, I got to say that I think it was great that the whole idea came out of challenging ThankMeLater to see if he could create a layer 2 experience, and said, well, let's try to do something with that, right? And then this year it's like, okay, well, let's see, can we do something in layer 1? And so it's become like a fundraiser, a community event, and an experiment, kind of like, Skunkworks lab kind of thing. Who knows what we're going to do next year? Maybe we do a Nowhere Cafe race. Who knows?
There you go.
So with the race for the Spooktacular, how did people finish?
I knew you were going to ask that, but I don't have.
Didn't KO Ninja win?
KO Ninja won.
And
Yeah.
I've got the list right here. It's just right here. Just everyone hold on. We've got KO Ninja in first.
Oh,
Arshak.
actually,
What?
no, sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
Arshak in second. TB 125 in third. Matsuda R in fourth. Dak in fifth. Galactus Back in sixth. SC Kicker in seventh. The Goldsmith 8th, Robzilla 9th, Shakdilin 10th, Boulder Magic 11th, and Eddie the Metaverser in 12th.
At least SC Kicker got his spot finally. I know he was trying for a long time.
Yeah, he got it at the end.
You got to talk about the puzzle, Dad.
Yes.
The puzzle.
So one of the things that TB125 brought as a sponsor was anthologypuzzles.com.
Right.
And he did a limited edition Creedmoor wooden puzzle. Like, they have these high-end puzzles, and so it's a Creedmoor limited edition. Only 3 are being given out. The other one, because they do it in groups of batches of 4. So the 4th one, Robzilla has it as kind of, it was part of the marketing piece and everything, but only 3 were being given away to racers, and so they're really cool and so forth. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see that out there. And again, being able to bridge IRL and metaverse, to me, has really become kind of like, that's my 2024 goal in Upland. When they start talking about what's your goals for the next year, my goal for next year is to really focus on digitals and bridging IRL and metaverse.
We should mention that metaverse are
Yes.
some of these one-of-one NFTs are digitals. So not only do you get the NFT, but he's going to be shipping the original artwork to the auction winner. So yeah.
I got excited. He pinged me today, and the artist that did mine, he did a limited run, 30 of 30 physical prints, and I got print number 1.
Oh,
wow.
that's awesome.
Very cool.
Hey.
Did he sign it?
Yeah, no, it's a limited print edition, and he does block work, wood block art, and so it's really cool. And he's just running a limited edition on handmade paper and stuff. I was really excited.
That's awesome.
That's really awesome. Congratulations.
Yep.
Hey.
See, people should definitely get in on these auctions because the prizes were just redonkulous.
Did you get emails from the winners of like the Midnight Reaper yet? Too stupid.
KO has not reached out to me yet, and the other Midnight Reaper winner did reach out to me. So
yeah, he Buleman, who won.
Yeah, Buleman. Yep.
Yeah, he won in the Pro Series the last race, and he put it right on his racetrack.
Nice.
Yeah, I have
Very
my
nice.
Midnight Reaper on the Creedmoor racetrack.
There you go. Like it. So
Wait,
I am.
Because you got to give me somebody. Do we know who TB125 is? Is that somebody?
Yes,
Yeah,
that is somebody.
that is somebody.
Yep, they won.
Okay. No, because I'm looking. Because you said that, so I was like, I need to go catch up on my making sure that I'm getting people their stuff.
Oh, thank you, TML.
So, yep.
Awesome.
TB125, congratulations. Enjoy test tube number 161.
Nice.
Yeah, and I know Halloween is over, but I still bless you, Shaq.
Excuse me.
I know Halloween's over, but I do have limited inventory, so you can still pick up your Halloween stuff because I know there's perpetual Halloween people out there. So definitely come check it out. And
Who might that be?
It's never too late to stock up.
Yeah, never too late to stock up. 615 Indiana Street, San Francisco. Go check it out. I have limited inventory, and I am now, since we're past Halloween and we have the whitelist done, I am working on also the new models that have been acquired for the factory. So they are rolling out once I get their mints high enough. So definitely check it out. And I will have
Is that the Peep Squeak?
Yeah, I want the pipsqueak.
Yeah, and that is
We're waiting on that.
that is currently in production, and I should have that out here in the next couple of days. So
Awesome.
I want a pimp squeak.
and the
Yeah.
pipsqueak, not the pimp squeak, the pipsqueak
Pimp squeak.
is a cheap 10,000 UPX too. So
What?
or $9.99.
Wait, how much?
$9.99 or 10,000 UPX.
Yay. I want so many pipsqueaks.
A
She's
lot
gonna
of
have
people do.
a whole little farm of pimp squeaks looking at you like. Sorry, I keep calling them pimp squeaks. Who was it that
No.
said that and got me like just stuck on it? Was it more cheese?
People, yeah, I said it, and then more cheese thought I said pimp. So
Right.
No,
Yeah.
that's way better than Pimp Squeak that's it.
Oh, we had like the whole thing with the orange hat mapped out. I mean, it was, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's got to be a thing now.
Pimp Squeak. Pimp
Toss
Squeak
Shack, get
Squad.
it done.
oh yeah, it's on my variants. They're working on it. They are working on it. Got the nice suit with pinstripes on it. It's gonna be sweet.
Nice. I want
Yes.
it.
All right.
It's going
But
on
you-
Vegas.
There you go.
Not nothing that there's anything wrong with Vegas, but just saying.
All right. Thank you guys so much for the updates, and we'll talk soon. Let us know when the next season starts. You know, you definitely got sponsors here. And
Thank you.
when are we going to get platinum sponsors? You know, forget this gold. Let's upgrade to platinum. We're
I'm
down for
actually
platinum.
so Matt Chef and I are going to be talking about diamond sponsors, but
Ooh.
diamond
Ooh.
sponsors are going to be IRL brands.
Oh, you mean like a C Corp like UPX World? That's an IR brand. Get
Okay.
correct.
And
Try it.
I'm thinking more like Stock Car Pro Brazil.
Ah,
I already have something that I'm going to start promoting in December. It's going to be a phygital.
there you go.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Digital.
Yes,
Yes.
a phygital. A physical digital asset.
Okay.
It's a
Okay,
new
I'll
thing.
give you an example. Let's imagine that there is a one-of-one memento cap of a racer from Stock Car Pro somewhere in some game, and then they happen to have the hat that they signed that would go with it.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have a one-of-one memento with a physical hat that's signed from that same driver.
Oh, so you mean like how, like this, like the Blockchain Heroes deck of cards?
Yeah, I wish I had that. I really do.
Yeah, you do.
I forgot to do all the stuff to get that. And I
Oh,
had
yeah.
2 of them.
Oh,
Lord.
dude.
That's the holographic.
Ooh, those are pretty.
I'm so
Yeah.
sad that I
Okay,
never
all
followed
right.
through.
That's the
Who-
Titan.
who did
this is
that?
the Titan edition.
Blockchain
Was-
Heroes. Or
But
Wow,
who are the
TNL.
people?
Those are
Was it
amazing.
Recurrier and
no.
No. These are like actually like no. This is not from Upland. This is like the original. It's like Silver
Oh.
Scientist and Lady Lightning, Renegade, Great Gecko. Like it's no. The Oracle. Like these are like blockchain. Like these are like blockchain legends, like from around like the actual blockchain, like from the original.
I can't believe I forgot to send in to get mine because I had 2 physical packs, two of the packs, and I could have had them. And
Yep,
I'm
they
so
have the
regretful now.
holographic and they have the normal.
And I had them both,
Wow.
and I forgot to claim them physically.
Fidgetals.
Baby was born and you forgot.
Too stupid. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, that's the
No, the babies were already all born, so I can't even use that excuse.
I tried.
As my ex
Yeah.
said to me as she left, sucks to suck.
God, that's
Wow.
Those were her final words to me.
That's terrible.
No, it was impressive. Because that was the teacher I was dating for a while. And after when we broke up, because I left her, and then she was like, blah, 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 sucks to suck. I was like, damn.
She was talking to herself.
No, she was talking to me. It was fair. Like I broke up with her. Like I have no, like it was, she didn't break up with me and then say that. I broke up with her and then she just was like, sucks to suck. And I was like, fair enough. I'm not mad at it. It was the perfect, like I gave her tip of the hat. Like that's a way to walk away. Like
That's
damn.
quite a line.
No, it will haunt. I think I even told, because like we like semi, like we don't really chat anymore, but like I told her, I was like, just so you know, that will literally haunt me forever. Well done. Like
That's one way to look at it, half full.
oh yeah, no, I'm not mad at it. I broke up with her. She had every right to be mad and upset. Anyway.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you for that that little
my
hole
ex's
that we
last
jumped
words
into.
But wait. There we go. Post your last ex's last words. Let's see. There we go. That's a fun little group activity.
Yes. Let's see your ex's last words in the comments.
That was so long ago. Damn.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Dak.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
bringing us
Shaq.
on.
Yes.
Bye,
Love the
everyone.
background, Shaq.
Thank you.
All right. Couple more things before we get out of here. We had you said you just bought some of these?
I just bought. There was 4 left when I logged in, and yeah, they're gone now, which is crazy.
Yeah. So we had the giveaway along with the sale of that. Also, the wearables are always very cool. Then we have Happy Birthday Kabusu, or I don't know. I'm not a Doge fan or a fanboy, so I don't know how they say the name of the Doge dog, but they had block explorers. You could win block explorers. You had to visit the cafes during specific times, which if you're on the East Coast. So I am not complaining about launch times because we did see that in the comments before that, oh, Americans complaining about launch times or something. Not complaining about the launch times. I was just saying these were in the middle of the night. So yes.
Yeah.
You had to attend a cafe session in Japan. Well, you didn't have to be in Japan. You just had to join the cafe there that they kind of had hiding out, and a lot of people didn't realize was there. So,
damn, if you got one of these, hit me up. I want one. I love Doja.
Yeah, they have a bunch of block explorers. So,
Super
yes,
cool.
definitely super cool. And that kind of leads you to they gave them a cafe in Japan. So, what are they doing with Doge?
Having some fun?
I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta find. I swear that 12 a.m. Pacific time. So Rodrigo said one was at 10 p.m., but the other one was at 11 a.m. I highly disagree because you had the first one at 10 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday, November 1st, which, translates, which isn't bad on the West Coast people, East Coast people. It works very well for people on the other side of the world. Thursday, the 2nd of November was 12 a.m. Pacific time.
Why was it bad?
So Lily, was the experience bad or just having to be up that late? Because I know we have a lot of loyal listeners that listen from, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and that region, and they always have to deal with the launches on our time, which is inconvenient for them.
Happened.
Oh. Yeah, and then the other one was Thursday, November 2nd at 12 a.m. Pacific. So they listed twice at 12 a.m. Pacific time on the same day. So not really sure what happened there.
So much badness. I could write an essay. All right. Ooh. Fair enough.
Well, we need the tea.
Well, Lily, if you want to come on the show next week, spill the tea. Would love to hear it.
I've asked Lily a couple of times, and she's like, no.
No, that's fair. It's not for everybody. Or we can even do a private voice session. If you don't want to do it live, we can just get it, and then you can just tell it to us, and we can have
we'll regurgitate it.
So we don't even have to air the interview. If you just want to jump on a Discord and just give us it, and we'll transcribe it, something like that. I don't know. Just trying to be creative.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. What else?
Bad because of me.
I doubt that, KO. Hey, KO, if your Block Explorer still in San Fran, let me know because I got a deal for you.
I'm in Detroit for some reason.
And the map assets. I'm working on them. We did talk about it slightly. Everybody wants the little creepy pumpkin kid, and I will get those cranked out.
Oh, is that the pimp? Pimp squeak?
That's the pimp. Yep. And then I'll get the different gravestones out for everybody. So, yeah. So definitely check it out. Come check out 615 Indiana Street in San Francisco. I am working on expanding showrooms and ramping up manufacturing. So it is a slow process, but it's Halloween all year long.
Because pimp's cranked out. That's what the people want.
So definitely come check them out, come pick them up. And if you're on the whitelist and have not picked up your product by now, I'm about to release it to the general public. or you need to message me and give me a time frame of when you're able to pick your whitelists up. Yep.
Seems fair.
All right. And the mini game competition is still going on, so there's some cool mini games going on. Definitely get those submitted. All right, stop that. There we go. All right. What else do you have before we get out of here this week? Thank me later.
Not much. I'm glad to be back. Trying to get life back to being a little bit more normal. Shout out to everyone who's sent me any messages, well wishes. I have not been on Discord in probably 2 months. I'll be honest. I have thousands of messages. It's very overwhelming. If there is absolutely something that's needed and related to prizes or something, give it to Too Stupid. Let him know. He can reach me.
Yep.
And shout out to, again, Shacklin, the Hyde Park Ninjas. So if the Hyde Park Ninjas reach out to you about anything relating to UPX World, they are helping. They've really stepped up in some amazing ways and are helping with a lot of that. And so much appreciated. Keith and Mike, you are both absolute legends. I appreciate it. Dizzy Dan, my man, thank you for the well wishes. And of course, Too Stupid, your support over the past several weeks and honestly several years has been invaluable. So I wanted to just give everybody my sincere thanks. It has been a rough little bit, but it is getting better, and I am really hopeful for the future and what we're all going to be doing together. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Love you, brother. And you know, I'm always here for you. And it was just, we hit it off very quickly when this game started and just started talking to each other. So yeah, awesome. One of my best friends in the world. And I'm always here for you, my man.
Appreciate it.
All right, everybody else, let's have fun. We'll see you soon out there in the metaverse. Have a great week, and we will see you next week as 2024 is coming to a close.
The UPX Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host Too Stupid to Win and Thank Me Later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland property experts, baby, UPX.